Hi, I'm Karen from iFixThings, and I have today a problem that is common to many people, which is you go to your washer and dryer, you throw all your dirty laundry into it, and it fills up, and then it stops. Well, what that means is that the safety switch in the lid has gone bad. And so in a wash machine, a safety switch is just that. It's very safe because you don't want the torsional forces of the agitator when it spins around. You don't ever want that to catch a piece of clothing. So right now I'm going to give a major disclaimer. I'm doing this on my wash machine at my own risk. If you follow any of my advice, it's at your own risk because this is life and limb kind of danger. And that's exactly why the manufacturers put a safety switch in the lid so that you cannot access the spinning agitator, that center thing in the middle, because if it caught a piece of clothing, it could literally rip off an arm, or if it's a scarf, it'll kill you. So this is at your own risk. So that's my disclaimer statement. Anyways, what I'm going to do, because nobody really, this day and age, has a spare wash machine sensor switch on them. So what I'm going to do is take apart the top housing and make what's called a jumper. So that, because right, the wash machine is filled with water and your dirty clothes that are now saturated with water. So what a lot of people do is panic, take everything out, wring it out, and then call a repair man or a repair lady. So here's something that anybody can do from the comfort of their own home. Anyhow, I'm going to reorient the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. First things first, we go ahead and unplug the wash machine from the wall because we'll be working with electrical things. And, well, you just don't want those electrical things to bite back. The other thing I want to do is I want to find the screws at the back of the wash machine that are going to help me remove this. So my guess is it's these screws. I've seen other wash machines that have the screws at the bottom. So we'll just kind of jiggle it around and see what we can do. After a lot of jiggling and figuring, I unscrewed these two screws right back here, which kind of loosens this. And really every wash machine is going to be a bit different. You just kind of take your time, don't do a lot of heavy prying, but jiggling. This housing and this matching housing on this side will click off. And fortunately, I clicked this off without breaking any of the tabs. And it reveals a Phillips head screw right here, and there'll be another one right here which will help me lift this whole thing up. And then we'll do the other side. Let's hope I didn't break this. So it's kind of like these tabs. Let's see if I can do the other side. There we go. Wow, that was easy. There we go. And there it is. As you can see, here are all the guts. So I'm just going to set it a little bit like that till it doesn't move. That's probably not a good idea, but oh well. Let me brighten that up a little bit. You have two fast click connectors. This one right here, which is the bread and butter of the whole gizmo. I'm going to say with probably 99.9% assurity that this is not the connector to the lid safety switch. I'm going to say with almost 100% accuracy, but it's a guess. This is all a guess, and again, it's at your risk. I believe that this is the lid switch. So I'm going to try to get this out. Darn, I might have to take the whole thing apart. They make it so that you can't get to it very easily. On purpose, because it's so dangerous, right? See, that's one half. I need to get to the other half. What I'm going to do is once I remove the other half of this lid switch, the reason I don't want to break it or anything like that is I'm going to turn this into a jumper. In other words, when this lid opens and closes, and you can't see it, but this is where the lid switch goes into a little hole right here. When it opens and closes, it makes an electrical connection, either open or closed. And that open or close sends a signal to the brain of the washing machine telling it, oh, lid is open or lid is closed. I'm going to trick this washing machine into thinking that the lid is closed at all times. So I do it with the bottom half of this switch. So I might have to take the whole housing apart. We'll see. It might be easy because I'm looking at these switches these clamps right here, and that oftentimes sends the whole thing forward. So we'll see. Yeah, I have a feeling. There's one. See that? And there's the other. So this is how we remember. It grabs here and then clicks down into there. Woohoo! Look at that. Oh yeah. So what I'm going to do here it is. Can you see that? I just clicked it out of here, right? This is the switch half that I want to trick this switch half. As you can see, this is how a washing machine comes apart with those two heavy-duty clamps, or spring clamps. So instead of going ahead and trying to weed all the way through here and get to the switch that's over here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to cut this off because it's bad anyways. It leads to the switch over here, so I'm going to cut it. Let me get my cutter. All right, cut. So before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and put the wash machine back together. That feels about right. Get our little switch back in. There's one. And there's the other. So back, safe and secure. So now here's what we do. Easy as pie. Ready? The green is ground. We just leave that alone, right? I'm going to strip these two business ends and wire nut them together, and then for safety purposes go ahead and tape them together so that there's never a chance of electricity hot wires touching one another. Whoops. Bad. Let's try that again. You never, when you're stripping a wire, you never want to cut into the little wires that are inside. So if you don't have a wire nut, because not everybody has wire nuts handy, you can just simply twist the two wires together and then tape it real good. I'm a little, German, so I like to be safe. I always have these on hand. That's a good thing to have in your kit the next time you go to Home Depot. But the thing is, right now you're sitting with a washing machine full of water, and you want to get that out, and you want to get back to business as usual. So you can go ahead and twist it, and then always tape it up. You want to tape whatever exposed wire that you see. You want to tape it. You never want to leave exposed wire out. Even when I wire nut something, I'll go ahead and tape it just to be sure. Okay? Just always tape it. Just like that. Now, all we've got to do is trick the wash machine into thinking that it's full. It is full. It's not confused about that. I want to trick the wash machine into thinking that the lid is closed. The fact that I closed these two wires is my way of checking the wash machine. It means the circuit is complete. That sensor right here in the lid is basically a circuit, a gate, an interrupter. So I've gone ahead and said, nope, gate is closed, or you're good to go for business. The cool thing about these, I think, is there's only one way to do it, right? Does it go either way? Yeah, how cool is that? There's just only one way to plug it in, so I can't even plug this one in incorrectly. What I should have done when I first took this bad boy apart, before I even took it apart, was I should have made a little mark on both halves, just in case it didn't have that safety feature. Normally what I'll do is I'll make a mark like this to say, okay, just in case the two click together either way. So I'm going to go ahead and click this together. Jumper now is in place. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Everybody's pretty much in place. Before I start screwing everything down, back together, etc., 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 I'm going to go ahead and test this. So what I'm going to do is plug it in. Right now it's turned off here, so I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in. And here's the real test. If I pull this out, it should start working. And there you go. It's working. It's agitating. See how it's moving? But just so that you know, once it starts spinning, it's not going to stop either, because I have bypassed that switch. That switch right there. And again, that's a dangerous situation. That's why manufacturers put a safety switch on the lid, is so that there's no way that that high-powered spin can injure anybody. So this is just a quick patch so that you can get your laundry done and emptied and in the dryer. Thanks for watching. The only reason I show you this kind of stuff is because I couldn't have heard it. It was already broke, right? That switch mechanism was already broke. And so, sorry. So the reason I do this is because I figure if I can fix it, so can you. Give it a try. And again, at your own risk. Thanks. This is Karen from iFixThings.